Hi, Aries. Welcome to your June reading. I appreciate your patience as I got these out. That Mercury square Saturn at like last week, at the end of last week, and just the end of May was kind of rough to get things accomplished. So here we are. Very interesting energy coming into June because we can be sitting in a lot of fears, and those fears can come straight from the illusion, right? Like there's not really anything for us to be afraid of. There's not really anything for us to worry on. I know you're like, but I have so many things to worry about. And the reason why you have so many things to worry about is because you are placing a lot of value on stuff that at the end of the day doesn't, it just doesn't matter, you know? Some people are recognizing that their lack mentality is coming from needing to hold on to things that they no longer need to hold on to. For you guys, I feel like you're holding on to a water energy, could even be an Aquarius, but this person is not the person, I feel like this person just is not stepping up for you. Like they're not the person that you thought that they were. You will have Saturn retrograde in your 11th house, and that's going to be showing you in a lot of ways what communities you belong in or feel like you belong in, and what communities that you feel like complete trash in. And you have to ask yourself, like, why am I putting myself in situations, or why am I placing myself with people that make me feel like crap? Why am I trying to compete with people that just make me feel bad about myself? You have to ask yourself that stuff sometimes. 9 of Swords is the energy as we're coming into June. And I understand this. This is that Mercury square Saturn, like the anxiety of it all, not being able to accomplish what you want to accomplish. So frustrating. And we have the 5 of Pentacles, that lack mentality. This is also that fear of not having enough money and feeling like you need to hold on to all of your dimes and all of your pennies and all of that. And there's so much fear that's happening at the top of this reading that the bottom of this reading just makes so much sense. So then we have the King of Cups down here. So this is that water sign I was talking about, that, or it may be you're extra emotional this month. And we have the Star and Judgment. The reason why how do I say this? Because a lot of people can take it the wrong way when I say something like, the reason why a lot of stuff needed to be removed from your life that you're like desperately trying to hang on to and desperately trying to grasp at. The reason why those things need to be released is because there's something about what's happening with you right now, in your environment right now, that's going to better your future. This is preparing you for a different future. This is whatever it is that is creating this kind of anxiety, and it could be money, right? It could be like you lost your job, or you're not making enough money, or you're not bringing this in, or whatever. If the lack mentality feels like you're left out by people, a lot of times Saturn in your 11th house can very much be a struggle in connecting with other people. So you may feel like you're left out of groups. It may feel like you're left out of the family, like whatever it is, Aries, where you're feeling that lack. That's what you're going to be focusing on. And it's going to be hard for you to get out of that cycle. The moment that you allow yourself to get out of that cycle, and the moment that you stop obsessing about what the future is going to look like or what the future won't look like because I'm lacking in this, and this. But it's all happening so that you can get back on your journey, so you can get back on course. It's kind of like, I don't remember if you guys had a tower in May's reading, but I think that you did. I think you had a tower in May's reading, and I think that with that tower energy came a lot of aha moments, because you realize the foundation. It's like you thought that you were supposed to be living a certain life, or you thought you were supposed to be at a certain job, or you thought you were supposed to be with a certain person, and that's all taken away from you. And you're left with a whole bunch of empty space. And what we don't understand is the liminal space and that empty space, the in-between, that's the best place to be in. Because there's so much opportunity that you can get out of it. You can fill that space up with anything that you want. Do you want to fill that space up with shit? Probably not. Do you want to fill that space up with people that are the same as the people before that didn't appreciate you? Probably not. So, although, yes, it's a very real thing that we need to make money to survive, although it's a very real thing that we need to have shelter and there are the necessities. I'm not talking about stuff like that, because if there is a lack there are so many reasons that could be the reason for that. And what I want to tell you about a lack mentality when it comes to your prosperity and your abundance is sometimes prosperity and abundance does not look like cash. Sometimes it looks very, very different. Sometimes it looks like friends helping you. Sometimes it looks like a family member helping you that has never helped you before. Sometimes it looks like meeting a stranger that's going to help you. Sometimes that's your abundance. And when we forget about that kind of abundance and we focus on what we think abundance is supposed to look like because the world told us so, and I'm not talking about basic necessity things, okay? Things are changing, things are turning for you no matter what, because judgment is here. And the stuff that you are faced with that does not feel comfortable this month, there's very much, I love the star card because it reminds me of the North, like I immediately think of the North Node. Right now the North Node is in Taurus. We also have this Saturn retrograde happening in Aquarius, and Aquarius is square that Taurus energy. And Saturn will be squaring the North Node again during this retrograde this year before going direct, because they will cross paths. And in doing that, there will be a lot of activations of purpose and a lot of activations of shifting our journeys and having to, this retrograde is about restructuring our lives, pushing the limits of those structures and recognizing that the structures can take any shape. They don't have to look like a particular form. And this includes relationships, and this includes jobs, and this includes, your the community that you live in. All of that, right? There's a very real fear that you're holding on to. It's very real. And for anybody to downplay why you have that fear is not empathizing with you, right? So you're recognizing, really who is rooting for me and who's not rooting for me during the Saturn retrograde. And I want it during those in-between spaces, I would rather you find peace. Sometimes that's hard to do. When we are stuck between a rock and a hard place, it's hard to find peace. But there are changes coming, and I'm excited to look into your extended because I'm really looking forward to shifting this energy for you. And we're going to go through the rest of your astrology. We have a full moon in Sagittarius, the new moon in Cancer at the end of the month. Things are going to be happening. It's not going to be as chaotic as usual, but things are still going to be happening. I have readings available on my calendar for June. I'm actually offering the 6-month reading that I normally do at the beginning of the year. I'm offering that for the second half of the year. So if you'd like to see, it's a tarot reading, your second half of the year energies, that is available. The information is in the description box. I love you guys. Thanks for hanging out with me. Your extended can be found on Vimeo or becoming a member. I love you. Bye.